What's up everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back to YouTube and I'm super happy to have you here. My name is Rafael. I'm a content creator for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and Twitter, all social media around. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how did I make my bulking phase very successful. Not only that, but how did I manage as well to make 10 kilos of gains. So if you want to do that for yourself, you wanted to put on some size and your bulking phase is coming around, let me show you how I did it, and maybe you can do it for yourself and be as successful or even more than I did for myself. But before anything else, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. This helps a lot my channel to grow and also to support all my work in here, my Instagram, my TikTok, Twitter, all my social media platforms. Today, I'm gonna break down exactly how did I do it for this bulking phase, how I managed to gain 8 kilos of very much lean muscle mass. What were the mistakes that I made before in another bulking that I tried to do it, and why did I do it now, and what did I do in this last bulking that actually helped me to gain lean muscle mass and retain very little fat. Obviously, start eating away a lot of things that you see in front of you is not going to help you make some gains. Actually, as opposed to what people think about bulking, it has to be something planned and you got to do it smartly. Not only that, but you got to keep eating clean as much as you would eat in a cutting phase. Basically, if you're not aware, when you start bulking, you got to up your calories intake above maintenance. And as you go hard and hard in the gym, this is going to help you to build more muscle, putting on some size, maybe wearing a size large instead of size small in your t-shirt, maybe a size bigger as well when it comes down to your pants. Not your shoes though, you can make gains on your shoes, on your feet. But all the rest of your body, usually when you're making nice gains, your clothes gonna be more tight. You see the sleeves of your shirts getting stuck on your arms if you're making arm gains. As opposed to what people think, and in my perspective, building muscle is way harder, bruv, than actually shredding down fat. And in my perspective, is way harder because you gotta push yourself, you gotta eat even when you're not hungry at all. And after a certain while, if you've been bulking for more than 6 months or so, you're gonna feel dizzy, man. You don't feel like you wanna eat anymore. You gotta push it, shovel it down food even when you're not hungry, and it's quite difficult. So that's why a lot of lifters, they give up after a while, or maybe you're not seeing yourself as great as you used to see yourself in the mirror when you were in a cutting phase, so that makes you feel like it's actually, you don't feel that really good because you're simply eating a lot. You're going way too many times to the bathroom as well, and even so you still have to push yourself hard in the gym, so it's kind of a little bit of a complex period. But anyway, something I strongly recommend is not giving up. You gotta trust the bulk. Even though you're not seeing exactly that many gains, well, you should actually see a little bit on the mirror, but you gotta trust the bulk. You gotta trust that you're doing correctly. Be patient, especially if you're natural like me. It's not like when you see those top bodybuilders and all of that, because you're gonna put on some fat. There's no way around. Unfortunately, you're gonna make some fat gains, but you can minimize that and mitigate exactly how this is gonna happen. Actually minimize fat gains, and then after a while when you're doing the cutting, like, you don't have to cut that much. Alright, so that being said, this is me before my bulking started, and this is me just after that. So you could definitely tell that I make some fat gains, but it's all well distributed. And also you can see that I made some gains in muscle mass. You could definitely tell because my body composition hasn't changed that much. In this first picture here, you can see that my skin is very thin, I'm very shredded, lean. And on the second picture in here, I'm like, my skin is just not that thin anymore, but I'm still like in the V taper, my shoulders are better, I put it on some size, so it's kind of like I gained some fat but also a lot of muscle mass. So this is what it counts, you know what I mean? So a few mistakes that I made when I first did my bulking, not this one, this last one, but one that I tried before, was upping the calories way too fast. So first of all, you gotta see what's the picture that you are, what's the moment in your life your body is, so you can make the right decision whether you're gonna cut it or you're gonna do it a bulking. Basically, I don't want you to stick to it body fat percentage. This could actually help you and give you a lead, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily right. Like if you do those body scan to check your body percentage, sometimes they have some sort of flaws when it comes down to measure exactly how much body fat you have or not. So sometimes I would say that way better to look yourself in the mirror, because then you know, like, who cares actually if your body fat is 10, 7, 15, 20, if you see yourself in the mirror and you're not happy, you know what I mean? So you gotta see yourself and see where you wanna go. So you look at yourself in the mirror and then you can decide better what's the right move. So in my perspective, and after a few years modeling and all of that, I've always been very lean. I never really could go and make a lot of gains, be super bulky or super strong, because otherwise I would lose a lot of the shooting for brands. Some of my competitors or other models will take my place because they'll be way shredded. And in reality, models that model for brands, not bodybuilders, they are pretty much lean, but they are not like super big, super huge. You have the impression that we are very big or so, but because you're very lean. When you're very lean, you got the cuts right, you see the shoulders, all the muscles in the right place. It appears that we're actually very big, but we're not. We're super small, I would say, when it comes down to size. But because we're lean, it seems that we are, but we're not. So that being said, I've always been very lean, like body percentage less than 10%, easily like between 5, 6 or 7. I could tell you that because my veins, they'll be popping around my arm, my belly as well, abs shredded. So I always knew that I was very, very lean because of those things, you know, and my skin very thin as well. So basically, you know that. I do recommend you to do bulking or start upping your calories if you're very lean or shredded, because that's the right place to start off. You're gonna start putting on muscle mass, you're gonna gain a little bit of fat, which is normal if you're natural, and then with time, you're gonna gain muscle mass along with fat together. However, if your body fat and you see yourself in the mirror and the top abs, it's not popping anymore, that means you have a lot of fat. When I say that, it means that you're in a position that you should start doing a cut. In my perspective, you have to do a bulking when you can see your abs, or at least your abs are flat or something. This is the right place, is the right moment for you to start bulking. And the reason being for that, if you're way too fat already, you're just gonna put on more muscle mass, but the ratio between body fat and muscle mass will be very low. When you're doing bulking to be very successful, the ratio between body fat and muscle mass has to be sort of like very similar or the same. You don't wanna be gaining a lot of fat for almost like nothing of muscle mass, you know what I mean? There must be balance. If you notice you're gaining more fat than muscle mass, then that's the time for you to stop doing the bulk. This is exactly the position that I am right now. I gained 9 kilos. I'm still seeing my top abs, but it's no longer like that. My body, fortunately, hides a lot of fat and is well distributed. But when I start putting on some weight, I gain fat all around my waist, but also my back, my chest, my arms, especially on my legs as well. But definitely when you see that you're gaining way too much fat instead of muscle mass, I would definitely say or you keep the calories where they are or you start the cutting. Now in my situation, I'm not only starting the cutting because of my upper abs that I still can see a little bit, but because we're coming to summer here where I live, back to Bali as well in Australia. So, you know, I prefer to be lean for summer, which is like 2-3 months or whatever, and then I'm gonna start a new bulking again. But if you wanna know exactly how to do the bulking for yourself and minimize fat gain, just make sure you stick to the end of this video, because I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it for yourself, and this is gonna help you a lot. I wish someone could actually have told me that, and I wouldn't have made the mistakes that I made in the past, and now I know exactly how to do it. All right, so first of all, if you're natural, This is a video for natural, and most of you, I do believe that you guys are natural and not on gear or whatever. When you're bulking, you can up the calories way too much. Let's say you're eating around maintenance, which is around 2,000 calories, and then you're upping your calories intake to 4,000 out of nowhere. You're obviously gonna make a lot of fat gains. You're gonna be really fat, man. Your body's not used to the amount of calories you're taking now because it was used to 2,000 calories. So all that extra calories, or either is gonna storage as fat, or you're gonna go to the bathroom a lot. Do a successful bulking, I would say for you, and in my situation that it worked, what I was doing 250 or 300 calories every 15 or 20 days. So let's say the first start of the bulking, we're around maintenance, 2,000 calories. After 20 days, we up the amount, 2,300 calories. And then after 20 days or maybe 1 month, you up 300 calories again. Now, something that is important, as you increase calories, it's important for you to take pictures, look at yourself in the mirror, see if you're not putting on some fat only, or if you're making muscle mass gains. A good lead for that would be your workout in the gym. If you're getting stronger as a natural lifter, that's a great sign that you're actually making gains. So that's another factor that is really important for bulking. You have to either increase the weights, the intensity, or the amount of reps that you're doing. So let's say you're doing 25 kilos on incline bench for 10 reps. At the beginning of your bulking, by the end of your bulking, you have to be way stronger than that. You have to be way stronger than that. After 6 months or after 1 month, you gotta be doing a few more reps, so maybe lifting 27 kilos. So some sort of improvement has to be seen throughout your bulk. All right, that being said, so basically you're gonna increase 300 calories, 250 calories every 20 days, every month. So let's say in about 6 months, you will be around 4,000 calories. Now that's gonna be a time that if you up the calories a little bit more, you notice you're making more fat gains instead of muscle mass. Remember, something very important for lean bulking is the ratio between fat and muscle mass. You can tell if you're making more fat gains by how your skin is looking like, if the shape of your arms or maybe your body is not changing that much, you're getting too flat, that means you are making a lot of fat gains. You don't want that. So once you hit that point, let's say 3,500 calories, in my situation was 3,500 calories or 4,000 calories, I noticed that I was putting on more fat than muscle mass. So that was the time that I stopped and I stick to the amount of calories for a little while. You could stick to that amount for maybe 2 months, or maybe increase 200 calories after a few months. So stick to that because you're still gonna make gains. Your body's still gonna be stronger. You're gonna make improvements when it comes down to strength, probably in size as well, but not putting on that much fat. The problem with the ratio of fat and muscle mass is that if you put a lot of fat on it, and after to do the cut, it's gonna give you a lot of work, and you don't want that. So lean bulk, you gotta be patient. You're not gonna make a lot of gains in the scale in comparison to a super aggressive bulk, but you're focusing on quality over quantity. Like there's no point of you putting on 20 kilos in the scale if all of that is fat. You want to put on that, but on muscle mass. Now, when it comes down to your bulking phase, obviously dieting is super important. I was doing cheat meals once or twice a week max. I still had a lot of clean food. So rice, potatoes, pasta, lean beef, chicken, turkey, good fat source like almonds, avocado. The quality of food that you're taking matters. It has to be high quality food and not junk food, a lot of pizza or hamburgers, whatever. You still can do that for 1 or twice a week, but I wouldn't recommend going over that. as when you're doing the bulking, it's very easy to make more fat gains than muscle mass because you're all the time in caloric surplus. And if you're doing a lot of cheat meals, you're gonna go way over your calories intake, which is already more than you should be taking. Now, second thing that is super important for bulking is knowing how to do your workout. As you are a natural lifter, you don't have the ability to recover as fast as a bodybuilder or someone that is enhanced. The reason for that is simply you're not taking hormones. So for that matter, in my situation, I worked out 4 or 5 times a week, and that was all of that. I would rest 2 days, sometimes 3 days as well. I would never do more than 3 workouts in a row. I would always do 2 days in the gym, 1 day off, or 3 days in the gym, 1 day off, and 1 day at least of the week I'll be completely off of any kind of physical activity. I'll be resting, relaxing, maybe stretching, doing some mobility, but nothing super intense. And I notice that if I rest as hard as I worked out, my gains will be way better, way better, guys. There is a common mistake between natural lifters that they feel like more is better, but it's actually not. You have to work hard, but work smart. You don't need to do crazy volume, don't have to work out every day. Just make sure you do between 4 or 5 times a week, and you throw in some cardio as well to help you not make that much fat gains when you're bulking. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how my physique is looking like, and this is the end of my bulking. In the first picture, I started my bulking, I was 71 kilos, and now I just weighed myself a few days ago, and I was 81 kilos. So I'm just gonna show you the top part. Legs are really great as well right now. So I'm still very lean, as I told you guys. You can still see my top abs, but because we're going to summer as well right now, we're getting into that, I just want to be a little bit more lean. And the advantage of doing a lean bulk, I'm not on the pump, I didn't work out today, I haven't yet. But yeah, arms made really a lot of gains, chest as well. If you could tell, I'm still very lean, but I'm not as lean as I normally am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bulky for the way I'm normally look. Now that I'm starting my cutting phase, what we're gonna do is like losing maybe around 3-4 kilos, and that's gonna be more than plenty for me. So imagine that I gained 10 kilos. I was 71, I'm 81 right now. So I'm gonna cut like 3-4 kilos, and that's gonna be more than plenty for me. And the reason being for that is that I don't have to be concerned about shredding down a lot of fat. So that's why I love doing lean bulk, because now that it's coming down to the cutting phase, I don't have to be concerned that much about retaining muscle mass. I can focus more on quality rather than quantity. I hope this has helped you with your bulking, whether you're starting bulking now or you're planning to start after summer or in the middle of winter and you're gonna do the bulking the proper way. I hope this helped you. Make sure you increase calories step by step until you reach your goal, and then you keep it there for a little while. Go hard in the gym, but rest as hard as you worked out, and then enjoy. Be happy with the journey, enjoy the journey, and trust the boat. In the next video, I'll probably talk about my new phase, the cutting phase. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, my TikTok, my Twitter, it's all the same user, Rafael Gueto. If you want to train and work out with me, make sure you check the link down below. I post my workout, you have my workout programs. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them below. Give it a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, this helps a lot, support my work, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.